Hello traders, and thank you for joining me. This is Mike Hamilton from Trade the Easy Way, and I'm going to dive straight into the weekly preparation with a look at the DAX. And here you can see, obviously, we spent the whole week selling and closed underneath this daily 100 EMA. So my suggestion to you is that you keep the right side of the trends, you keep shorting until we get a buy signal. So I would look for a retracement in the early part of the week to 400. Just mark 400 on there, which is the top of the bar of the 10th of July roughly, and then see if that can wind its way down to, I suspect it's going to, if it's going to work, it's going to come right the way back down to this area here at 780 again, and possibly the 50% is right down here at 360. So having failed here, and whoops, that's not the tool I wanted. So having done a three-wave move to the downside there, and the three-wave is 1, 2, 3. So I've got a new mouse, I'm struggling to get to grips with it because it's a different size. So it's stepping down. So it's a busy week for Forex. We have UK and US GDP. We have Fed rates on Wednesday. So are Fed going to put the rates up? Are they not? You know, if I was the Fed, I would start small incremental changes now. I mean, interest rates in the US are virtually zero, and we have had, you know, a continual feed of reasonable to good levels of data. So I think one thing that could actually prop this market up, from the sort of selling we've seen in the Dow, the DAX and the FTSE, I think one of the things that could prop the market up is actually a rate rise. But forget that, forget the news. If you're going to trade these markets, block out the news and just look at the charts, because the charts will tell you if there are buy and sell signals. That's all you need. The more you trade the charts, the more you master the charts, the more money you make. So you can see on this pound US dollar that we have a little hammer on Friday on the 100 and 200 EMA, but overall it was a lower close. So we came into this resistance level, we failed at this fib level. So if you go strictly by the charts, assuming we close under 154.50 on Monday, we're heading for at least 152.50. It's 50%. This dotted line is 50%, and you know, the bottom of the fib zone is close to 150. So the fact we got a potential buyer signal. The fact we are holding the 50 and the 100 and the 200, but overall we had a weak close. So it's a hard call. You probably know what I'm going to say now is wait until we get Monday's close, or particularly the US Open, and then see where we are. If you look at my 60-minute fibs, we actually have a little buy signal. I bought down here. I bought right at the low, or pretty close to the low, and then just traded it up into that resistance, and then got out. That was my sort of one afternoon trade. Actually, I did two afternoon trades. I'll go through that in a minute. And what have we done? What we've actually done here is a boomerang setup, which I actually missed until a little bit too late. I thought this would hold, and I actually nibbled down here, and of course got stopped out. But what we've done is we had this huge move to the upside here, and the markets have failed at that resistance and just retested it. That's all they've done. So if you're a pound bull, and I am overall a pound bull, that's an ideal place to get in major support. As simple as that. So I'm going to hang around until after we get the Dow open and then see where we are. this is a good case in point about buying in a trend. This is the pound Aussie dollar. The Aussie is in real trouble because of, at the moment, the continual sell-off in the gold. We'll come to that in a minute. But, okay, so I've got the fibs on. What have I got the fibs on? Let me just scroll back. I've got the fibs on this move here from September to this high here in mid-Feb. So since we had 1, 2, 3, A wave correction, B, C, after the C wave was done, then we got the massive D wave. So 161 extension is up there at 218, and we have decent support down there at 210. We're currently 213. If the major support on this one is Thursday's open at 211.50. Okay, so we're stepping up. Yeah, my suggestion is you might want to buy pullbacks in the trend until it ends. All right, moving on. Euro US. I talked about the case for the bears in the pound US, the fact we had a lower close, the fact we failed at the fib level middle of last week, and here we are with the Euro US in a clear downtrend. However, case for the bulls, we have had this wave to the upside. This is potentially just a pullback. We got bought here very early last week. We still can't close above the daily 20 EMA. So overall, I'm still, overall I'm bearish on the Euro US. And like I said, I think the Fed should raise rates, but sticking to the pure charts, we did have a higher close, but it was feeble and not much momentum to it. So just watch out if we clash into that top of that channel. Watch out for a sell signal just a little bit higher. If you're long this, just be careful about this level here. See where we are on Monday. But we've got things like German jobs, Euro inflation this week. So let's just see where that comes out. But just be wary of that channel and be wary of the low level of momentum to the upside when it did move this last week. My last forex pair I'm going to look at here, this is the Euro Aussie dollar. And this is probably one of the best charts out there last week. Consolidated here at this support, and from the middle to the second half last week we had a very, very significant push into the upside. So you can see I've got an alarm here for a pullback to this level here to see if that can just push higher and go. So that alarm is 149.70. If you look at the weekly, we just nudged higher than the previous week, so we did engulf the previous week's bar. We got the potential to really push into 153, and who knows? I mean, if the trend can really get going, we are high. I admit that. We are high. The MACD is pushing above the midline. Keep buying pullbacks till it stops working. Okay, and just going to finish with a trade I did on Friday. It looks as if Friday was going to be a pretty quiet day. We had quite a very thin week on data last week. But what we had, I did short the Dow, and we had a failure here. these highs. We kept closing lower, couldn't hold the fib support, and then down we came and tested. We've done a gap fill. Let's have a look. Yeah, we actually did a gap fill, and the gap is here. So now we've done a gap fill. Can we hold and push up? We'll see. That is a pretty convincing down move. Chart pattern had it all marked up, but we are coming to this cluster of price action. So I think we might, I would reckon we might come down and test this support, to dip a little bit further. If we can hold this, then it might bounce, but my advice is, as I've repeated, and I'll keep repeating, stick to the trend until it ends. If you do anything in trading, stick to the trend until it ends. So pull back to that, to Thursday's low, sorry. Might see that come down. Okay, I'll leave it there, and look forward to see you on Monday.